Yo. One, look alive, look awake, man.
And I'm trying, you're
killing, guy.
Just been working hard.
All right. What's up, fam? It's your boy Demuir here, Purveyor of All Sounds Underground. Thanks for joining us on our Industry Noize podcast, where the realness of the underground electronic music scene comes out to play and be discussed amongst the man's dem from Toronto. You like that little poetry vibe I put in there?
Yeah, fun.
Anyway, in the background is some new shit coming to Josh Butler's Origins label. Can't Stop the Real. Yeah,
you know how it is.
I don't know when it's coming. It's coming sometime. Let me just stop that. All right, so we got our usual mans, Waste Man Juano in the house.
Always gotta represent the Dusty Youth game.
It's your boy Demuir in the house, as I said earlier. So, okay, lots to unpack. This is episode number 7. We got a number of topics to run through. For those of you that are lucky and on our Patreon, you would have heard the audio of our pre-pod talk and would know that we have agreed for this episode, and I think ongoing, we're not going to spend too much time on COVID. It's just way too fucking depressing.
Yeah, fuck
and there's just lots of other things to talk about as life goes on. So my man, Waste Man Juano, another eventful week. I must say, this shit feels like it goes in real cycles. Because when I'm busy, you're busy. You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm always busy.
We don't even talk some days. We're just fucking, we're just working on our own shit, the grinding is the best way I could say it. We're just fucking working our way up, hustling, That's the best way I could say
Word.
That's how we keep it.
And that's how it should be. Kids. I was doing the usual, finishing up some music, making more music, working on a few things. You know me.
Of course. I'm
out here in these streets of Toronto. All right, man. So let's jump right into it. I think one of the biggest highlights, non-music related, but certainly black music related, is the guilty verdict of Derek Chauvin. Shouts out to the jury for that. We applaud you. That was the right fucking decision. He deserves everything that's coming to him. I don't need to.
He's about to be someone's bitch. Simple as that.
More. Yeah. Did you see that meme of the 2020?
Which one?
Black dude. The guy who was sitting on bed. I don't know, with his legs over his fucking dick hanging down.
No.
They photoshopped that guy's face and made it look like it was behind Derek Chauvin. So, this shit is funny as fuck. But anyway, guilty on all charges, well deserved. It's a significant moment we as human beings have been looking for. When shit is caught on video, police misconduct, and they're not allowed to just walk anymore. And hopefully this is an indication of a new precedent that will be shared going forward. A lot of people had to die to get to this moment. I remember in '91, the Rodney King acquittal of the 4 officers who clearly caught on fucking video throwing over 50 plus shots with their batons on my dude. But they said, they may not be guilty, but here's some money for wrongdoing. And unfortunately, Rodney King passed away since due to something separate. But point stands, this shit, as it goes on, more and more officers need to be held accountable. There's some LeBron scuffle shit I saw there where they're making a meme out. And to me, it was obvious what he was trying to say. I don't know why people are fucking bent out of shape about it.
What
He's
about?
simply saying it's a new era to hold police accountable.
But didn't he also get in shit for the girl that was stabbing someone and then she got shot?
See, that's not what happened. So what happened was that girl. This is only hours after the verdict, by the way, in Ohio, I believe, right?
Yep.
Um, she had called the police, said people were coming to get her. 15 years old. Please keep that in mind. She's 15. Um, she called the cops. The cops arrive. She has a knife in her hand to protect herself. Don't you think the first fucking thing an officer would say is drop the weapon, drop the knife? Who are you? Identify yourself. All of those things. No. Buddy goes in, adrenaline filled, like we discussed last week, and fucking lays out 4 bullets in her chest. And he was standing, I believe he was standing over her, the dead body, telling people to stand back after he shot her. And that's the tweet. What LeBron did is he, I guess, screenshotted the guy who shot her standing over the body and said accountability, meaning, yeah, fucker, we know who you are. You're caught on tape. It's exact thing like Chauvin. You're going down for this. And people just twisted it into this whole other thing. I don't even want to give it more airtime than it deserves because fucking Trump weighed in on it. So as soon as he jumps in, it's bullshit. So
Yeah.
that's what the deal was. And LeBron later tweeted, he deleted that tweet and said, "Listen, my intention was for accountability. We need to hold these people accountable when they do wrong." Like, that isn't fucking rocket science, man. I don't know why people are so
Oh no. Okay.
confused
No.
about
Sorry.
that.
Here I have the actual CP24 thing. Yeah, it said that unfortunately, I guess she swung a knife at a young woman, and that's when she got shot. I have the CP24 article right here, because that's what I had heard, that she swung a knife, and that's why he shot. Um,
So
it
we need the facts to come out on this one. And
preferably not dash cam, what is it called, body cam,
right. But
right? Because that always tells a
again,
different story.
but whether she's swinging at a girl or like, there's just she's 15, okay, and I don't know what type of knife it was. So don't get me wrong here.
Yeah, there's a
it
million
just
things that we don't know yet, and I don't think it would be fair
yeah, we don't have all the facts
to
yet.
make a
So
full
I don't
assumption,
I don't
right?
want to I don't want to comment too hard. I was just saying that's where LeBron was coming from. Was we got to hold officers accountable, and people were having a fucking coronary about that.
The other day I saw a video in here in Ontario. It wasn't racist motivated, but this guy was riding an ATV, right? And when the outskirts of Ontario, as you do when you ride an ATV, the back gets dirty, right? 'Cause it's covered in mud, and the plate was covered in mud. So the cop the cop pulls him over, and just being a prick about it. So the guy pulls out his camera and he's just like, "Hey man, you're this bullshit because you're pulling me over even though it's just covered in mud. Whatever, I'll clean it. Shit happens." And the cop just fucking slams him down, and he has it all in video. I'm just like, bro, what the fuck? Starts hitting the phone out of his hand. I'm like, bro, that's the most bullshit thing ever. Why the fuck would you do that to someone? For fucking them recording you? By law, you're allowed to record a cop.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? And the cop's like, you're not allowed to film me and shit. I'm like, okay, so this cop doesn't know what the fuck he's doing.
Yeah, he doesn't know what the fuck's up.
Yeah.
Whatever. So
hopefully
that's
they
it for me.
send to training for them to know that shit.
I'm not talking anymore about fucking cops and stuff, but that was the latest. I was very happy that verdict came back. I was relieved, ecstatic, all at the same time. So we'll see. 8 weeks from now, we'll see what the sentencing is, and if that matches the verdict, and it better. And I just love the vibe of what's happening. When the Rodney King shit happened, people just kind of said, "Oh, it's the same old thing," and they accepted it. But now it's different.
Yeah,
You got people like, okay,
the only fear
we got the verdict. Sorry?
The only fear I would have of something like that is because I think I forgot. It was a comedian who said this a while back, but it wasn't about the cops and all that. It was about feminism. He said sooner or later, you become what you hate, right? And that's the only fear that I feel that someday, is gonna turn around and be like anything a cop does then will be considered racially profiled or racially motivated, and that's one thing I do fear in the future. I don't think it'll happen within the next 2 years, but I feel like that's something that will eventually happen. Right? Someone will be taking advantage of a situation because you know how people are, right? They see an opportunity and they'll do
Yeah,
it.
you made that point before. I don't know. It's certainly something to be concerned about. Um, I don't know. I think more institutions just need to be aware of what their impact is and what's happening. There's no longer this acceptance of you do something, your organization will protect you regardless.
Yeah,
Like those days are done.
I'm happy
So
about that shit, man. Because for a
yeah,
while, it's fucked up. I was watching. I'll finish it off on this point. I was watching this video. Remember the YouTube channel showed you Savage Garage,
yeah,
and the guy he got a ticket. He got a hitchhiking ticket for filming on the side of the road, right? And they ticketed for having a window banner, because it's a rally, right? And when he went to
hmm,
the judge, right, the judge says, "Here's the thing, buddy. We cannot lose. That's the thing. No matter what, we're gonna find you guilty of something, and you're gonna have to pay up. That's the reality of it. Even if we're in the wrong, you're gonna have to pay." Which is fucked
yeah,
up, because that means that even if the cop did something completely wrong, which he did, right, it won't even get thrown out. They have to win regardless.
yeah.
They're just fucking
That
stupid.
that's the systemic wrong
Yeah,
that
that they
that
always
I
have to
think
win.
that we're dealing with in North America. But I would say it's especially exacerbated in the U.S. for sure. Um, I've seen friends here in Canada get arrested for shit, and yeah, there's a bit of dirty cop action in there, but the judges out at least in those cases, and I think, hey, what would the odds be if I seen two cases where they arrested my friend for drug possession and the judge tossed it out because of the conduct of the police here, would be much slimmer in the US than it is here in Canada, right?
Yeah,
So I'm not saying Canada is necessarily better, but there's definitely a greater sense of accountability here than I would say in the US. And
yeah.
it's sad to say that, but um let's uh
Let's jump into
let's move on
something.
from that
Yeah,
because
let's move on to Warzone, my guy. Because why not?
Warzone is free. That's a nice transition one. I see what you did there, homie. I see what you did there, homie. With the guns, with
Bro,
the guns and shit. And you know what? There are motherfuckers.
Correct.
There are motherfuckers. I know cops play that shit for sure.
bro, how do you think they train?
They play that shit like it's paintball to stay in shape and shit, and they get their asses kicked.
Bro, they'd never clutch out the gulag.
Yeah, but you know what's great? So I'm both happy about Warzone Season 3 coming and the battle royale now being free, but
On
that
PC,
shit
it's been
happened.
free.
Oh, I know. Well, okay, maybe it's just me. When it first came, I got I'm on Xbox, so I specifically got Xbox Live to be able to fuck with it
Yeah.
whenever. So when I saw Season 3 come out and they made a note, Microsoft made a note because they sent it to me after they charged me for the next 3 months of Xbox Live. By the way, Warzone Warzone is part of the multiplayer games that are free now.
Oh,
I'm
fuck.
like, you fuckers. You fuckers. So that's where I'm coming from, Juan. But either
No.
way, man, Warzone is, it's. Have you played it yet? You play
I've
it on
played it a
PC?
few times. I don't play many games. As you know, the only games I play is like racing and shit. But
Yeah.
no, I played it and it's so much fun. Especially when you get that, like, you clutch out of the gulag, bro. That is like one of the best feelings. Last second you go in with a knife fight and you're just there fucking. You kill the guy, you
Yeah,
drop back in. It's a dope ass moment.
yeah. You're in your right to join the battle royale again.
Yeah,
No, it's listen. That game is so well done.
it
Um,
is.
Activision and company did a very good job with that. It's fun to play. no matter how many times you die.
It's just
And
entertaining.
but it is, but the whole thing about it, right? I don't know if this is ever going to happen. I doubt it will because of the way they got it set up with how they distribute the XP points. But remember, oh, what was that game? I remember a time when people would create characters and load shit. I wish I remember the fucking name of the game.
What, Fortnite?
Warcraft.
Oh, Warcraft. Oh, we're going
So
back.
when you're able to create so much shit with characters and weapons and
Yeah.
options, and then man, we're selling that shit on eBay, fam.
Yep.
So I don't know. I don't think it'll happen with Activision because they're probably smart enough to have observed what happened there, and they're saying no, we want all that money.
Yeah, 100%.
We'll just keep creating shit that makes people spend money. So I'd say on average of about $30, you can level up your weapons and your setup and go in and kick some ass and stuff. And some of the videos, man, they're entertaining as fuck to watch.
Oh my god, I know. The best is when they go clutch with the sniper.
Yeah, from like 2,000 feet.
Yeah, bro, those are crazy.
Yeah. No, Warcraft. Props to them.
That's
making that free. It's dope. All right. What else? So, in terms of electronic music, this, I think, the 24th, April 24th, was the 1-year anniversary of Mike Huckabee's death. And I was thinking about that. We were streaming on Twitch at the time one.
Yes,
when I allowed you to come here and sit with me for over 3 or 4 hours to do those streams. It's
but it's one of those things that
tragic to think about. But
that snowballed into so much more than the stream. The stream started like that was kind of the start of the Patreon shit and all that.
Yeah, no, for sure. But I remember the reason why I was bringing that up is because we were doing a streaming episode and somebody dropped a Mike Huckabee sample pack and made a couple of beats out of that. I'm trying to think if I got that shit signed. Can't remember, but shouts Mike Huckabee, pioneer, Detroit legend. Really sad to see his loss. People still grieving over it. Significant contributor to electronic dance music. So RIP out to Mike Huckabee and his family and friends. Prayers as always. While we're on the electronic music industry, so I happened to we are going to have some good conversation with this one. I happened to come across a job posting.
Bro, I'm sorry, is Patreon doing that bad? Because if it is, then you guys should sign up to patreon.com/Demuir official, where we right now have...
where are you going with that, bro?
Where we also have a remix contest going on with Phil Weeks and Demuir. For the song To Be a Star. So make sure you guys head over to patreon.com/Demuir official. Deadline is May 14th. Good try.
Bro, that was rough. Use some Vaseline next time, man. Like, holy, that was like... I
where's this man
going with this right now? How does this man come up? Yeah, but anyway, no, that's legit. And actually, one more thing on the Patreon. We are so close to giving away that Korg Volca bass coming out of the community as a donation. So it's really cool. So sign up as soon as you can. A new mix goes up on Monday for the In the Mix series for those of you who joined the new entry tier, as well as the Radio FG episode 3.
The Radio FG goes to the access tier, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So that'll be up. So check us out. It's worth it. The content's dope. But anyway, to go back to where I was, I I noticed a job posting, and let me wrap this into some context for my friends that still have this overarching belief that streaming is the way to build your fan base. And one, we did a video on building your fan base, right? That's coming this.
That's
Well,
coming this
by the
Tuesday.
time this airs, it would already be out, right?
Yeah, 100%. You guys can check it
Okay,
on our
perfect.
youtube.com/Demuir.
All right, so I won't share too much of details about this, but I do want to take an excerpt out of where a lot of people in underground electronic music firmly believe that streaming just makes sense as a part of their social platforms and in the discovery of music. So let me read out to you this job posting for, I think it's Virgin EMI.
Virgin, yeah.
Let me read it out to you. So it's a job posting. You can still hear me, right? One?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm gonna post it up on the screen.
Perfect. Yeah. So yeah, hit us up with that. So the job posting is for senior manager of streaming and playlist strategy for EDM and lo-fi. Here's the kicker. Out of all of the points in the job description, here was the kicker that grabbed me. You will live and breathe the editorial playlist ecosystem and communicate regularly with our partners so that our labels, artists, and repertoire are top of mind for all opportunities. And actually, let me just pause there. That line should tell you something significant if you're in underground electronic music. Okay, this basically is telling you quite explicitly that unless you are a major label, don't bank on your content being floated around on playlists that have massive exposure. And some of you will rebut me and say, well, we have other artists like Diplo or who the fuck ever has a pretty big presence. And if they select one of my tracks, a lot of people, yes, this is true. They will see it for a fucking moment. And in the grand scheme of things, in terms of the algorithms that are, primed and shaped on platforms like Spotify, I'm even going to throw Apple Music and Amazon in there. They're not built for underground electronic music.
No, they're built for what is mainstream and what sells, what makes them the most amount of cash.
And this is the point. So when a major label like Virgin comes in, and they have this position, by the way, for all the majors. I'm just using this as an example. When a major comes in and says, we are going to throw a whack of money at, so for this position, I don't know, it calls for 6+ years of experience in the music industry and marketing, I believe one, if memory serves me right. And they're also willing, and it shows you the demographic of the person they're looking to fulfill this role.
Right here, I have it.
Additional job perks are student loans, repayment assistance, employee development support, annual gym reimbursement package, and pet insurance. I would say that's a very competitive salary, which, by the way, is what they say the salary for the position is. So I'm going to wager to guess, with all those perks, that they are budgeting for these types of positions anywhere between 60 to 70,000 or as high as 80,000 US.
Yeah, so what
a
is
year.
That, like 110, 120 Canadian?
Roughly just over 100,000.
Honestly, with that many perks, that is a lot.
Canadian
and it also states a generous 401k.
Yeah. So that might be.
I would assume closer to 100 US.
Yeah. So let's call it 130 Canadian, top end, right?
Yeah.
So the point I'm trying to make here, folks, is if you are in underground electronic music, steadily giving your content, buying up farm streams, buying up farm followers, it's a waste of fucking time.
It really is.
It's a waste of time, because these guys in the majors who are budgeting just for a senior manager position, that is the chief correspondent or liaise between the major label and the streaming platforms to put bias towards their labels, artists, and repertoire, as they say, and even explicitly use the phrase "top of mind." Uh, they're budgeted for this stuff, so
Yeah.
don't kid yourself that
You're
I'm in the
fighting, if
underground
you do
shit,
it yourself, you're fighting against a whole team. That's the reality of it. Not
right?
just a
And
single team, multiple teams from multiple labels.
exactly, and so this is my point. So when I had some people dog me for leaving Spotify, I'm here to fucking laugh at you now. And I always known this to be true because I have years of corporate experience, and although it was in a
You should
different
apply. This would be hilarious if they
different
like.
you know,
You should
I
apply
I was thinking that one. I was like, shit, maybe I should apply and see if they put me
because you
on,
qualify
because
under all the categories. I'm very sure about that.
I'm sure it works. um I'm sure it's a remote type of position, meaning you work from home,
Yeah,
get on
man.
a
Hey,
plane on
man. Nice cars
occasion.
don't buy themselves, right? Big houses
You
also
know,
don't buy themselves.
you get on a plane on occasion, meet some motherfucker at Spotify, suck some dick, kiss some ass, take somebody out for dinner,
Yeah, you get paid
whatever.
100K a year for it. Fuck it.
And then they send you an email. Thanks for dinner. Yeah, we'll certainly keep an eye on the next release on Virgin.
Yeah.
So you are not part of that conversation, underground electronic music, unless you're defected.
No,
Defected
no,
as a
hold on. I
whole.
thought you just said underground music. What the hell are you bringing
Oh
up
right,
defected?
yes. You know what? You are right, Juan. You are right. I stand corrected. I stand corrected. No, you're absolutely right, Juan. Because I read an article several months ago. I'd say it's over a year ago, where Defected's chief marketing dude laid out a strategy for streaming and Spotify and all of that, which they are doing, and that's cool. But I'm here to tell you that there's a distinction between underground and, as to one was hinting, commercial sort of uh, EDM push on things as it pertains to this industry. So I hold up this position and many others like it. And remember, this is a senior manager position, so there's a director and a VP attached to
Yeah,
this stuff.
exactly. Yeah,
So
that's a whole
even
other level.
yeah, like even more money being spent to
They
facilitate
probably have
the
half a
major.
million just for those positions, and
Oh,
just
easily,
that shit.
you know, easily. And again, it's there to benefit the major labels, not you cheesy underground motherfuckers who are like, oh, check out how many streams I got. I'm so fucking
Oh
dope.
my god, I got 30 streams this week
Oh
on
my god, I
Spotify.
made 10.
I
Oh
made a
my,
penny.
I made 10. I made $10 this month. Oh
Yeah, bro, it's
my
fucking.
god.
It's whack, bro. It's whack.
Anyways, I just want to hold that up because you like these positions. It's not built for you. So, and I'm not trying to be super discouraging. I'm trying to just bring perspective to this conversation. And
Yeah.
anybody who wants to weigh in, I'll happily join in that conversation, because the numbers don't lie to me. When I see what comes back for streaming for underground stuff, and you can do all the fucking radio edits you want, and say, oh well, I've made over 500 on this particular release. That's cute, but
That's nothing.
it ain't what you'll be making if you sold it on Bandcamp direct.
No, not even close.
So let's just be clear about that, with a fan base that will always support you.
People always think that all you have to do is have one song and hit it big, but trust me, you never want to be the one hit wonder.
No,
Because one hit might go big, but what happens after the fact?
And
what
I've had a
happens
song
after a
go
year
big.
when that shit's no longer number one?
I've had a song go big, and and to see the streams, it's a joke.
It's fucking 10,000 streams. 10,000 streams. Guess what? You made $50.
It's a joke. The record industry, the major labels, along with Spotify, created this business model to basically package and make cheap the distribution of music.
Yeah.
You know,
But because
so
the
they
thing
don't
is, it's so cheap, and yet they're still not willing to pay you.
right.
It's fucking crazy.
That's the thing. So I always find it so hilarious when underground labels, which anybody can start, you know,
Yeah.
uh, try and play the same game. It's dumb.
Yeah, you need to allocate a massive marketing team for it. If not, you gotta seek out someone that knows what they're doing in marketing.
But why would you? Why would you? Let's put it this way: even if I had 10 million liquid sitting around,
Yeah.
right? That would be a dumb move to spend any of that money on
Yeah,
this
hundred
shit.
percent. Right.
It would be dumb.
It would be dumb
It
to
would
have it
be
liquid in
dumb.
general, man. That's just
You would be that's like leaving cash in the bank,
that is leaving
right?
cash in the bank.
Like the banks don't pay you interest on
No, they do.
cash
It's point
anymore.
five some bullshit.
In fact, what they do is they charge you for having the money in there. So again, I'm not here to talk about financial advice or
Yeah, of
whatever.
course
I'm
not.
just here to say, drawing parallels that um, they the moment someone like Nixon removed the dollar valuation against gold in the states was the moment that the value of that dollar dropped significantly. It's just a piece of paper, and
Yeah.
banks don't recognize it anymore. They'll still charge you service fees for having cash that's not theirs in their systems to be profitable.
Yeah.
Same with music. They have diluted the value of music so much with streaming that it's all about the control now
Yeah.
and and placement, and that's why they're willing to spend money like this to help market effectively the placement of such assets being under Virgin or whatever labels their set of labels and artists and other repertoire that's attached to them. So you're an underground electronic music, you have a significant opportunity, niche opportunity to carve out your own thing that the majors won't even want to fuck with because it's just like, oh, you're a little small piece of shit. We'll just keep doing our thing here. Um, and it's cool. You can coexist, but the bottom line is you're a small little fish in a massive ocean that isn't built for you, trying to act and play the game as such, and it's dumb. You're
Yeah.
not walking away with anything at the end of the
You
day.
gotta get
But
more
what you
creative
do,
than just fucking sending out mixes.
yeah. But what these underground electronic music labels do as a result is they actually increase the cachet of the streaming platforms, right?
Yeah.
And get nothing in return for it. So you know,
You know.
I fuck, I fuck with Apple. Yes, I put shit on there, but they pay me twice the rate. So anyway, so Juan, sorry, I hit the mic there. What were you gonna say?
It got me thinking. The other day when we were talking, remember how I'm going to be doing the page, no, the Patreon, the Purveyor Underground window banner on all our cars, right?
Yeah, yeah,
And you
yeah,
said,
yeah,
what's the market and all that? And I said, fuck, the interesting thing is, I've been able to introduce a lot of people to your music. I really have. Via those little groups, right? And the way I see
yeah,
it is, at this point, I think that money's better spent literally showing up to literal events, right?
yeah,
Maybe representing, maybe saying, yeah, we're gonna have, I'll give an example. Like my friend, he has a car he's gonna be showing to the public. It's a full custom, and he's gonna be hiring a DJ and all that. I'm thinking, fuck, man, if these labels gets clever for events like that, sure, it's 50 to 100 people, whatever. But these are fucking, as long as you get a wealthy customers, these are customers that if they like your music, they'll find a way to pay whatever it takes to play it, right? They'll go
yeah,
to the events that your company hosts. They'll go to all that, right? So I think nowadays it's more important to establish yourself as someone that is closer as a friend of a company than just a massive corporation. Because before, showing you're a massive corporation is dope, but now people are paying respects to, the smaller, let's say like the mom and pop shops or the very small record labels, right?
Mm.
They're wanting to support that shit now. After seeing, because people got pissed after Amazon grew to its size, it is now, right? Well, these
Yeah.
small businesses are suffering, and I think sooner or later, what is going to happen is people are going to respect the label more if they're out there, whether they're in a mall or whatever, having a free DJ play, or something like that. And I think that's going to be the future.
Yeah. Yeah. Whatever it is, I think when I say whatever it is, it being however you choose to execute, it needs to be rooted that you're doing something for yourself outside of the game
Yeah,
that it was not created for you. So um,
there's a
that's
million
how it's got to
opportunities
be.
out there, right? People got to
Right.
realize that shit.
You got to create your opportunity, build your own fan base, and just stack on that.
And
And
have people that want are willing to represent you. If they like your music,
absolutely.
then they're out here representing. Like it doesn't cost them anything. And I know I've seen those posts on Instagram like a million times, but it really doesn't cost anyone anything to just say, yeah, this is my boy right now. He's playing out here, blah blah blah, right? And
Like
everyone
don't
will
like
build curiosity.
and for those labels that are, scoffing at what I'm saying, you know, and you're playing this game, like unless you have a little bit of capital and you're able to throw your own parties and events, you really can't say shit to me because all you're doing is you're giving the artists you sign a window to say, "Oh yeah, I'm going to put your music up on a piece of shit platform like Spotify."
Yeah, no,
And you know what? We're just not going to pay you because they don't send anything back. But I'm going to put your music up there amongst this glorious catalog of other underground artists that I have. Some of which may actually include me because I mean, I fuck with certain labels and that that streaming game is part of their
their game.
repertoire,
Yeah,
right? Um, and I don't I don't give a fuck. Like I'm not gonna tell them how to run their business, but they do understand my position on it. And it is what it is. I enjoy dealing with them because they pay me properly,
you know,
and those labels still have physical sales distribution, digital sales
yeah.
distribution. So it is what it is. But I'm telling you, man, you got to build your own shit, get people to follow,
You gotta,
stay with
you
your
gotta be
fan
out
base.
here. You can't be fucking putting mix and be the same as everyone else. I'm gonna say my
Yeah.
neighbor, a couple houses down, he's a Trini DJ, like pure Trini music, right?
Mm,
And the way that he fucking is working his career up is he does barbecue events, and his boy has a detailing shop. So he goes and DJs there. We'll live stream it. While people are working on their cars or whatever. People can just chill there, have a barbecue and all that. Not right now, obviously during COVID, but even during COVID, he still goes there and DJs and gets exposed to a different audience, right? People that aren't necessarily seeking music or
yeah.
are looking for other things and see this page, for fucking car detailing or whatever, and then they get introduced to it, right? You got to be out here doing shit that maybe is non-orthodox compared to the usual methods, but can still introduce you to fans. That's the reality of it, right? It's about introducing you
Yeah.
to music to other people other than the expected, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, either way, it's going to require some work from you specifically that you got to do
You're gonna need to put in a
to
ton of work.
to stand out. But you can't be
Good
out
enough.
here acting like, hey, I'm this label X and I put out music on Spotify and I brag about. Sorry about that. I brag about my streams that don't pay me anything. Bravo,
Yeah,
kudos to you.
yeah,
Your
you get
waste.
nothing. Yeah, you're
Uh,
waste. Ask them how their bills are getting paid. Ask them how close they are
yeah,
to being paycheck to paycheck as a
nah,
company.
man, they're still work. They're still work. That's the thing. They're still working. And we're the ones doing this full time. But yet you're this is the funniest shit. we do this shit all day, every day,
Yeah.
and you work a 9 to 5, and you're telling me that I need to be on Spotify, but you fuck off.
Bro, you know what's hilarious about that? If you
Oh
were on
fuck! I didn't even
Spotify,
think about that, bro.
it's
Crazy.
fucking hilarious because I've seen a lot of people going, "Oh, you shouldn't be doing this, you shouldn't be doing that," and I'm looking at it, I'm like, really, I shouldn't be fucking going out and doing all these videos and, working with you and all this shit, and out here fucking sitting at home, getting paid the same shit they are because they're not working enough because of COVID, and I'm just here like, okay, so what were you saying about it? Right? You're
Yeah,
saying, fucking, oh, you should be doing something else with your life. You should be doing all this. Like, go fuck yourself, man. Like, fuck all
uh,
of you. Like, I have so much free time. I get to enjoy it. I get to work from home, right? And
yeah.
this is fucking life.
That's usually the way it is. You never go where the herd goes.
Of course not.
So, it is what it is. Yeah, let's switch it up. Gonna play a little vibe here still. Damn. Woo! Um, we got some other shit though.
Let's talk about the final episode of Drive to Survive because that one was good.
Drive to Survive. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hey,
You know what?
Sorry, can you turn down the music a tiny amount?
That show was so well done on Netflix.
Oh, it's crazy well done.
The F1 season 3 is what you just watched, right?
Yeah. I gotta say, the second to last episode, Man on Fire, was that one was fucking next level.
Yeah. So give us some more context. Why you feel that way without spoiling it too much for people.
So I'll just say what happened in the real life, and I won't say what happened too much in the Netflix. But in real life,
Yeah.
A car doing, I think it was 150 miles an hour, some crazy speed, crashed into a barrier and immediately exploded. Car was on fire. Car was stuck within the metal barrier. So if you see it entering a highway, sometimes they have the metal barriers.
I remember this shit. This is crazy.
It was fucking insane, bro. When I saw it, I was like, bruh. Like, that shit's crazy, right? And they did the math, and they said the guy actually experienced 50 G's of force.
Yeah.
That his head would have weighed like 3 tons or some shit like that. It's crazy. Right? And somehow, by a miracle of God, the guy was able to pull himself out of that car over the barrier and was able to make it alive with just minor hand burns and feet burns. That right there blew my mind. So in that episode, it was very dramatic. It shows, because there was a lot of beef going on before, right? Especially with the Racing Point, which fuck Lance Stroll, daddy's money looking motherfucker.
That's your boy, eh?
I fucking hate him. Everyone in my group hates him. And we all
with his extra thick eyebrows, and he's got that rich kid smirk on his face all the time.
He is so
he's
punchable.
A decent dude. I hear he's a decent dude.
Bro,
that's what I hear.
He's only there because daddy bought the fucking team.
Dude, he's a smart
shit driver.
Move. You think he's a shit driver?
Yeah.
F1 is not an easy thing to do. You do the simulations, right?
No. Here, okay. I know F1's not easy. Yeah. But there are much better drivers than him that deserve to be in that
the
spot.
Opportunity. You're saying?
And yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying because I'm not saying because it's an easy sport, whatever. No, I'm saying he's not a good driver and did not deserve to be there, right? Wow. He really didn't. But anyway, so in that episode, Roman Grosjean, which drives for an American team called Haas, fucking slams into a barrier, and it's just like the most dramatic. Like, honestly, it was straight out of a movie. Yeah. It was so well done.
The editing, the story on that, like
the sound, like they focus a lot on the sound because that tells a big story, right?
Yeah.
When you hear that fucking, the squeal of the tires and just the impact and just silence, with a bit of the high pitched ring, bro. The story they told through that was impressive.
Yeah, very. You know what? And R.I.P. out to Ayrton Senna. I think
the best driver of all time.
He's part of the reason. Yeah, best. Wow, we agree on that. Ayrton Senna, in my opinion, is one of the best.
Did you watch his documentary on Prime?
Oh yeah. I watched them all.
Really good.
But the reason why I'm bringing him up is, as you know, he unfortunately he passed away in a driving accident. But he was one of the guys who was pushing for more of the safety standards that they
Yeah,
have today that allowed that driver to survive that crash.
100%.
Like
Right.
hands down, like, you know what I mean? So RIP out to Ayrton Senna. Do watch that. It's on Netflix. Um, and they also did an homage to like the Black Lives Matters
Yeah,
piece
that's one
too,
thing I
right?
wanted to talk about. It's
Yeah,
because obviously, as everyone knows, F1 is a very European sport, right?
it's a
That's
very rich.
rich.
It's about a lot of capital. So I don't want to come across as well. They make it that way to filter black people out. No, it's just
It's an
it's a
expensive
sport that just
sport, right?
requires that money.
It's the best vehicles in the world,
Yeah,
right? Being put head to head, like you can't expect it to be cheap, right? That's the
yeah, it
reality
just
of it.
requires that money. I'm not saying it's racist at all.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
just it just requires that money, but arguably some people would say it as a result of it being that's part of the systemic fallout to be able to exclude uh, certain nationalities and ethnicities because they just don't have that access as a
yeah.
result of the
You know,
history. And
remember I used to work for
Lewis
a Formula
Hamilton, I
Four
mean,
team.
he's a testament to overcoming that. His dad worked 3 fucking jobs to
Yeah,
make shit
the way
happen.
he
But
described his story, I remember he was on Top Gear when they were doing the Senna thing, and the way he described himself was, I was basically Cool Runnings. You remember Cool Runnings?
yeah, 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 yeah,
Well,
yeah.
he comes with the grungy ass go kart and all that. Everyone comes in with their like $6,000 shifter carts that are beautiful dual clutch, whatever, like some next technology. And then the motherfucker comes, in his homemade tube chassis shit and destroys everyone, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
it's such a nice story, right? And have you ever seen his brother?
yeah, yeah. He's actually quite good in the sim stuff.
Yeah, he's insane on the sim stuff. He's
Yeah,
one of
yeah,
the best, right?
yeah,
And but yeah, so it was very nice of that Netflix show to actually pay tribute to what happened to George Floyd, right? And I remember because I wasn't even aware that was about to happen, and then I clicked the next episode, and the first thing it says is this includes graphic imagery from the murder of George Floyd.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
that I'm like, wait, what? I was caught so off guard, right? And
yeah.
I don't know if you remember when it had just happened. He was wearing a shirt. I forgot what the shirt said, but it was something related to Black Lives Matter. And the FIA is like, oh, you're not allowed to wear that and all that, and then they got a shit ton of backlash for it.
Yeah. No, Lewis Hamilton's a G, man. But I mean, at 80 million pounds a year,
Just under. I mean,
he can throw his dick around a little bit.
yeah, he can play
Let a
those
motherfucker
games.
know.
You know,
Mhm.
but I think it was a very well done, and that's one of
Well
the
done.
few episodes that Lewis Hamilton actually talked a lot.
So check it out on Netflix. What's it called again, Juan?
What F1 Drive to Survive?
Yeah, Drive to Survive. Okay, yeah. So check that out on Netflix. It's dope. 3 seasons deep.
They're really
Uh,
good.
it's really good. You want to watch that with yourself while your girl's gone, or just before one's coming over, or whatever you do. Do at. Um. So wait. Let's talk about our Discord shit.
Of course.
Because the other day, our Discord community, I must say, is really, 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 really popping off.
Yeah.
Just in this last month, I think we've added probably almost another 100 people. And this this dude came on there. Shouts out to Dexy. All I saw was in the chat, the general chat. Check out these Fat Boy shirts I made.
Here, let me see if I
And
can
then
pull
I
them up.
see there's a shirt for Ableton, which most of our community members are in. And shouts out to you guys for still putting up with my ting because I'm in Logic full on. And then what was the next thing he had? Serum. He
Hold
did a
on.
serum shirt.
Yeah, I believe so. I'm trying to pull up the article right now. When did he post this? I can't remember.
I think it was yesterday, man. If you go in the general chat, you should be
Oh,
able to
here we
see
go.
it
I
there.
got him.
Excuse me, I'm dying here. But I admittedly, like, I didn't know what to expect, right? Like, I was like, fanboy, oh shit, okay, let's check this out. Then I was like, fuck, this guy's serious about the Ableton thing, man.
Yeah, he got the
So
fucking the two logos and everything.
yeah, he went he went out, man. It looks nice
Oh,
still.
they look good. They look good.
Look, I like the colors, the little pastel colors he's got going
The
on.
minimalists,
Yeah, you know.
avocado toast type shit.
So shouts out to Dexy on that one. If you're interested in grabbing or copying one of those shirts, I'm sure you can get a hold of him on our Discord
Please
channel.
send us one. We really want. I really want the Ableton one.
Yeah, link one with the Ableton something, Dexy. Must do it.
Don't worry. I'll get Demuir to sign some shit for you. Don't worry.
Yeah, you know, I do what I can out here in these streets, bro.
Fuck. Here we go again.
I do what I can, fam. Yo, so you going to Burning Man or what this year?
Oh, sorry, man. My acid guy is actually run out. You know, man, we're saving the world one acid tab at a time.
Oh fuck. So, yo, the reason why I bring up Burning Man is because, like many festivals, going into summer this year, they're plating whether they have attendees have like mandatory vaccination, like they show that they've been vaccinated, or they just leave it open for herd immunity, so to speak.
You know, it's weird. I was not expecting Burning Man to be the one to force all that. That's like the last place I would think.
Yeah, I mean,
Like, you know,
did they have like a herpes outbreak or something?
no, that was Coachella.
Coachella.
The herp and derp.
So because I was thinking about this, I was like, yo, y'all are worried about this vaccine when we had a herpes outbreak at Coachella rocking its way through. So I don't know what to make of it, man.
Bro,
would you still go to a festival if it required mandatory vaccination? Like, how do you feel about that?
The vaccination, people say I do my research. No, I think you still are the research. I think, the vaccines are still developing as they're going, right? And I don't think they're at the point yet where I would want to take it, right? Because I know someone whose mother-in-law took it, and bro, she was fucked up, man. She was worse than COVID. Like, hospital type shit, could barely breathe. Like, it fucked her up bad, right? And, the response to all the issues they're having with Johnson & Johnson said, well, the pros outweigh the cons. I said, but there's still a shit ton of cons.
For the blood clots, but I happen to agree with that. So it's back on, by the way. It was only held for 11 days. And I can't wait for it to arrive. But continue.
But for me, I've already had COVID, right? My whole family has had COVID. We know that
because of you.
Because of Andy.
No, because of you, bro.
Bro, Andy was the first one sick. Anyway.
Whatever. It was you, man. You fucking... Anyway, we've been over this many a time, man.
Yeah, anyway. But for me right now, I don't know. I don't want to say I'm an anti-vaxxer because I do believe in vaccines, right? But in this particular case, I wouldn't feel very comfortable taking it. Just because there's been so much issues surrounding them in general, right? And, chances are not that high that something's going to happen to me, but fuck, man. I rather, in this case, after seeing what COVID really does to you, because I had COVID, right? I think I would rather just take my chances with COVID. Right? Because, so here's the thing. Worst case scenario with COVID right now is I get a blood clot. Worst case scenario with a vaccine is I get a blood clot. So it's like...
How do you get a blood clot with COVID?
I believe it's the UK variant or the African variant. One of those gives you a blood clot. My neighbor was telling me all about it. So worst case scenario with either of them is I get a blood clot. So what the fuck is the difference, right?
I don't know, man.
That's the way I see it, Everyone will have their own opinion. But for me, I wouldn't want to take the vaccine until that shit's properly developed to a point where, the amount of issues you could potentially have are not so pronounced. Where they're constantly having to say, yes, we're going to allow it. No, we're not going to allow it. AstraZeneca, yes, it's good. We're going to hold off. The whole world's going to hold off. Maybe it's okay. Some places it's okay. Johnson & Johnson, yes, some women get blood clots. Some don't. You know what? Pros outweigh the cons. It's just, there's too much surrounding it that I don't feel comfortable with it at the current moment.
So to answer the question, that means you will not be attending Burning Man if mandatory vaccination was required?
No, I don't think I would be attending it either way, buddy. I told you my acid guy right now.
Oh,
How
yeah.
about you? Is your acid guy good? Are you gonna go to Burning Man?
Well, hey, I wouldn't mind playing Burning Man at all, man.
Oh,
You pay me
hold
to
on, hold on.
DJ at
I
Burning
didn't
Man,
say
it's all
playing.
good.
Playing was a different story. I was saying attending.
You mean attend?
Attend. That other way is not much of my scene, right?
I don't like. For me, I don't have a problem with vaccination. I think the more people that are vaccinated, it starts to cut into the probability of the outbreak, just the pandemic just continuing longer and longer. Like, I think it chops down on that time, with the exception of India and Pakistan right now, but it's a whole other
Sacrifice my
thing.
life for Pakistan.
I think that's what I think. I don't think there's any. Listen, man, we were here before with Spanish flu and TB.
Yeah.
And those things only got eradicated or slowly, not slowly, started to melt away when there was something there to combat it, i.e., a vaccine.
Yeah.
So, that's my thoughts on it. So, Burning Man requires that. I don't think it's a big deal. Some people are weighing in at a more social conscious level, say, well, if it's supposed to be a festival that's all about openness and unity,
Yeah, that's the whole thing about it, right?
you're starting to exclude people when it's like, wait a second, bro, you're in a fucking pandemic, man. Have you forgotten?
You know what the thing is?
Have you forgotten?
The thing is, a while back I was talking to Andy and he was talking to his chick, right? TV chick, we'll call her that. Squirtle. And she said, I wouldn't take the vaccine because I don't know what's in it. And Andy goes, you bought random LSD from a guy. What do you mean the fuck you don't know what's in it? Like, how
if you done a line of coke, you could take AstraZeneca.
Yeah. But see, for me, I don't do that shit, right? For me, I don't pop acid, right? I don't fucking do any of those drugs. So
you do Molly, bro.
Fuck, man.
You done
not
MDMA.
even. It's been like fucking 3-4 years, right?
You've been popping pills since you're 15, bro.
Since the 8th grade.
There you go.
I'm joking, but no, it's one of those things where Burning Man, I don't think that's consider, because they know what the fuck their market is. A bunch of people high off like very strong drugs, right? And people that fucking freak out when the government tries doing anything. So how do you think that's gonna turn out with the Burning Man crowd? Right?
Yeah.
It's not, right? That shit to me is like, bro, if you guys are gonna allow people to get fucked up at your place with some next level drugs, then what fucking difference does a vaccine make? That's not the biggest issue you guys have.
Yeah. No, I agree. So, I think with any vaccine in or any sort of remedy that's out there to combat something that's viral, they're always based on a level of information that is known at the time of production.
Yeah.
Right? It's just like the flu shot. They hedged their bets on that like a year before. And then say, yeah, take this. But there might be a different variance on the flu strain, and you might get fucked up if you take it.
But the thing is that
that's why I never take the flu.
The flu shot is way more developed, right? And the amount of things that can happen to you are very small compared to what's happening right now with this variant.
Sure, but it still fucks people up. My point is, it still fucks people up. So flu shot, COVID vaccine, like
I don't take flu shots either.
Right. So Anyway, my take on it for Burning Man is, hey, do what you got to do. You're running a festival. I would say just comply with what the authorities want, and people could kick, scream, and shout all they want about you're supposed to do this because this is what your festival was based on. Okay, well, what would you rather us do? Not obey or follow the regulations of the
But
health
is that a
regulation.
mandatory regular? Wait, that's held where? Utah or Nevada?
I can't remember, man. I think it's Nevada.
Because I don't think they
Or
have
no.
mandatory for festivals.
I don't know.
I
I don't
I, I
know.
think I think that's more of a decision on the higher ups. Because obviously, Burning Man started being, I would say about 5-7 years ago. That's when it started becoming more corporate.
Either way, it's got to default to wherever, whatever vicinity it's
Yeah.
being executioned in, right? It's got to have security. It's got to have you know a certain structure that allows for them to deal with overdoses, as you're hinting earlier. The example I'll use here is when I think it was sometime last year, and this was before vaccines were even announced. And I remember seeing Jamie Jones play in Italy, and I remember I was so shocked to see the footage that I literally asked him. I said, "Was this like now?" And he wrote back. He's like, "Yeah." Um, and I was like, "Wow, that's crazy." But he's like, "You know what? I'm just doing what the authorities recommend that we can or cannot do." And he's right. He's absolutely right. So I think Burning Man and the people organizing that should just do what's within
The
the
legal
lines or the
boundaries.
protocols of what's available,
Yeah.
and keep it moving. It's easy for people. Everybody on the internet is wants to be a critic, man.
No, no,
You
hundred
can, they
percent.
can easily shell out their opinion, but
But
if you're not responsible, there's not much for you to say. Shell out your opinion, but
but
don't get
at
angry when it
least
goes a certain way.
I think the bigger problem there is when people aren't allowed to shout out their opinion.
Yeah, true,
All right, that's a
true,
bigger issue, right?
true. I think I don't have anything else, bro.
I think that's about all the topics we needed to cover.
I think we've covered our thing. Um, I'm sure next week's gonna be. I think a lot of my energy got sucked into the Chauvin thing. I was very keen and focused to see what the outcome of that would be. So it's all good. But continuing to finish more music and get it done out here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, fam. We'll get to work.
Because I'm a
Uh,
sweeter man still.
oh fuck, here we go again.
I am, man. Like right now, I'm looking at my arm, like, holy, look
Yo,
at
I
this
like
guy's
yo,
fucking,
mine, yo, because I remember for a bit you lost a lot of muscle, eh?
look at that, man. Yo, see that?
Yeah, fam. So is your
Yeah,
body just
man.
gonna work for the rest of the day?
Yeah, I'm just gonna. I got a stream to do. With cosmic, no, typical cat Candace out here. I never forget people who put me on, man. When I was trying to, you know, get an opportunity to play music out here when I returned to music. All these promoters in Toronto weren't really seeing me at all. And she
Fuck, bro,
was
fuck these promoters in Toronto, man. Fuck all of them.
well, my point is that, you gotta, I always hold allegiance to people who put me on when I needed it.
Yeah.
And she's one of those people, so she's been running like a 2-day stream. So I'm gonna jump on at 3 p.m.
Nope. I'll
and
be
do
listening to
that.
it. I have a race at that time, so I'm gonna listen to it while I race.
Where you're gonna check in on it.
Yeah, bro. I'm gonna be playing it as I do my thing.
It's kind of ghetto though. Like she just gave us the key and just said, "Yo, just throw the key in and wait for the next guy to stop playing and then jump in." Like it's a little bit of a ghetto
You know what she
transition.
needs? She
But
needs me to help her out there, buddy. She needs me to set that bitch up properly.
it is what it is, fam. It is what it is. But yeah, that's all I'm doing, and I'll probably try and get into some Warzone later. after I deal with these beats. You know what I'm saying?
Of course. Always be hustling.
Yeah. Boy, what about yourself? What are you gonna do?
Me and Andy are stripping out a whole car to make it into the race car.
You're working on what?
So remember Andy's little Eclipse? The little Eclipse? Today, after today, it's not gonna need a key to start. It's full switches and everything for safety.
That's funny.
Yeah,
well, good luck with that.
It's gonna be funny as hell because you have to start it with like on fuel, everything on, like proper race car.
Shouts out to Andy the simp. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, we forgot to tell you, we met a guy who's a bigger simp king than him.
What's that? Say that again?
We met a guy who's a bigger simp king than he is.
No way.
Bro, it was next level shit. I might talk about it on the next pod. So make sure you guys tune in next week.
All right, yo. Let's get out of here. Much love and respect. Thanks for checking out the pod, Industry Noize Podcast. This was episode 7. We will be back next week. Peace.
Peace.